How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now, of course, it's Friday, which means we get to look back on the games during the midweek. There were victories for Borussia Dortmund. There was nearly a defeat for Bayer Leverkusen. And there was a defeat for Harry Kane and Bayern Munich.
How you doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So, of course, it's Friday, which means we get to look back on the games during midweek and European action. And there were certain, twists and turns, should we say. Some big moments, some surprises and whatnot. But Champions League is where we're going to start. And the first one was Borussia Dortmund beating Paris Saint-Germain. And Paris Saint-Germain not even scoring a goal over the two legs when you've got Kylian Mbappe in your team. To do that just shows what a defensive masterclass that was from Borussia Dortmund. But at the same time, with any competition, you need a bit of luck. And over the two legs, they definitely had a bit of luck. And that luck was the woodwork because PSG hit it 6 times over the course of 2 games, 4 in the second leg alone. Absolutely staggering when you think about it. But listen, Dortmund, they are fully deserved of their victory. They fully deserve to be in the final. And PSG, they very much seem like the bridesmaids. Always nearly. And I don't think they're ever going to get there. There just seems to be that stumbling block, something. And when you think of the money that they've spent and you think of the players that they've had, and at one point they had Messi, Neymar and Mbappe and they still couldn't do anything. Absolutely mad. But yeah, listen, Borussia Dortmund, like I said, fully deserved. And they are in the final at Wembley. Mad. Joining them will be Real Madrid. And again, it's going to be no trophy for Harry Kane. For the first time in over a decade, Bayern Munich are going to go trophyless. The season that Harry Kane joins them, where it looks like a shoo-in, the certainty that he will finally get his hands on silverware. Yeah. Doesn't really materialize, does it? But this game had absolutely everything, and it had talking points. And listen, I don't think Real Madrid played well at all, but there is something about Real Madrid in the Champions League. I don't know what it is. I genuinely just am baffed, but it's just something. It always happens. And I'm going to, speak before Real Madrid's equalising goal. Alphonso Davies, unbelievable goal. Put Bayern Munich in the driving seat. And then they look comfortable. I never really felt like Real Madrid were going to do anything. They'd started to look really tired and really out of ideas. And as we were heading towards that final 10 minutes or so, Thomas Tuchel made substitutions that even at the time I was sitting there going, what are you doing? I didn't get it. And one in particular was Harry Kane. And I see him come off and I thought, why are you taking Harry Kane off? Because let's just say Real Madrid do score. 1 goal, worst case scenario. The game goes to extra time. There's another 30 minutes. There's possible penalties. And you're taking Harry Kane off. At that point, you basically said, we're going to shut up shop and see out the game. That was absolute madness to even think about that. So he does it. And then there is just an almighty error by Manuel Neuer, who had an unbelievable game up until this point. A simple save. Straight into his midriff. It's so simple. It's so basic for any goalkeeper of any age. And it hits his chest and comes out. He could do that, that save another 50 times. And 50 out of 50, he will literally grab it. It was that easy. The shot wasn't even powerful. It was weak. Like, it was mad. And he spills it. And Madrid equalise. And you're thinking, oh, wow. And then all of a sudden, the momentum had shifted. And in football, when momentum shift, you can't get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And you're thinking, right, they've got to go into extra time here. And they're going to have to try and play another 30 minutes. This is going to be backs to the wall and try and hold out for a penalty shootout. And then Madrid scored. It was given out as offside. And you're thinking, okay, that's a bit of a warning, but it wasn't. The linesman actually got it wrong. And VAR obviously intervened and it was given as a goal. And then there was one real big talking point right at the end. It was near enough last kick where the balls got put through. And we know the way that it all works now, with linesmen, is that they let the play develop, materialise and whatnot, and then they put their flag up after that's all happened. We see it countless times. Even when players are miles through and they're miles offside and you've got to wait for somebody to come back and try and tackle them or whatever, and then the linesman puts his flag up and you're like, why did you take so long? We know what happens. Well, this ball got put through. And there's two Bayern Munich players, and one in particular goes for the ball. I can't remember who it was that went for the ball, and he headed it back. And it falls to De Ligt. And at that point, the linesman puts his flag up, and the referee blows his whistle, and De Ligt puts it in. And the Real Madrid players stop at that point because they hear the whistle. But I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, why have you put your flag up? Bayern Munich were absolutely incensed. The players and management and everyone was going after this linesman, even after the game. And they were right to, because when you actually look at it back, I haven't actually seen it in a sense where they've shown it's not even lines drawn in European games. They've got that technology now. It'd be really interesting to see whether that actually was onside or not, because it was so close. Like, we're not talking he was miles offside. The linesman should have kept his flag down, let the play develop, and at the end of it, everybody could have sat there and gone, okay, let's look, onside, offside, clear, job done. So I don't understand why the linesman did that. It doesn't make sense to me. And I feel that Bayern Munich were rightly, incensed by that. But at the same time, they haven't really got much to argue about, because I feel the manager was the one that made the mistakes, and that was it. So there we go. It's a Real Madrid Borussia Dortmund final. Going into the Europa League, Bayer Leverkusen. Listen, their unbeaten run continues, but I tell you something, I don't know what they have or whatever it is they've got, but over the last few weeks, it looks like they're finally going to lose their unbeaten run. And then we're talking 95, 96, 97, 98. They're pulling a goal out of the bag. This one, they're 2-0 down at home and it's going to extra time. And then in the 82nd minute, they get an own goal. And you're thinking, right, okay, that's going to put them in the final. But they're still going to actually lose their unbeaten run. And then they score and equalise in the 97th minute. And I'm like, what on earth is going on here? It's absolutely insane. Fair play to them. They just never, ever give up. Atalanta 3-0 winners over Marseille. Of course, Aubameyang plays for Marseille. Look absolutely gutted at the end of the game. And I have no pleasure in seeing him upset, because I will always respect what he did for Arsenal, despite how it ended and everything else. I loved the guy as a player and everything else. And not nice to see that, but it is what it is. This is part of football. So that's an Atalanta and Bayer Leverkusen Europa League final. And then, of course, you've got the Conference League and whatever it's called, like that thing. But Aston Villa losing 2-0 to Olympiacos. They were already 4-2 down. It was pretty toothless from Aston Villa. And when you look at their recent form, bar one game where they turned up and beat Arsenal, they've been absolutely poor of late. I said this I think a week ago or so. I think Aston Villa are going to get Champions League football next season, but they're very lucky that the only team chasing them down is Tottenham. because that's probably why they will get it, because their form's been dreadful. But Tottenham's has been worse. So they're quite lucky in that sense. So, yeah, listen, that's it. That's the games. There's going to be some more content coming out over the next couple of days. Of course, it's Arsenal against Manchester United. I'm going to do a combined 11. I don't know why. And we're also going to be doing the preview and the build up to that and everything else. But yeah, listen, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.